So teachers, I want to talk to you about the importance of having a demonstration text and an exemplar when you start a unit of study. So if you're about to start a unit of study on narratives or small moment stories, it is really important for you to have an example of one that you're going to work on with the students. So one of the things that I love to have first is I love to have some kind of an exemplar. And exemplar means that this is kind of what I would love for the end example to be of our students. So for example, would like for them to have some setting, some importance of setting. We might have some pieces in here to where I'm having my characters have an action where they're doing something. I would probably have some details that involve some visualization. So this is like I wanted them to see something in their heads. This one has got my characters talking. This is an example of a comparison because second graders are really great at doing comparisons. So it was great. It reminded me of an audience watching a movie. So there was a comparison in there for them. Sometimes I like to give clues such as some ellipses. So giving the kids lots of ways to see examples of how I can make my characters move, talk. Here's another example of a comparison. And at the end of my small moment story, having the character think and feel. So notice up here, whenever I have an exemplar, I do believe that students need to draw before they write. Not all do, but I really do think that it helps them solidify their details. It helps them figure out the sequence of their story. And notice none of my pictures are colored. They're not really fancy. And I'm going to be honest, this one is one that's typed, but you could totally do one handwritten. I'm going to show you a handwritten one in just a minute. But showing them an exemplar of this is what we want it to look like eventually. It also shows students a place for you to show examples in a real piece of writing that's not like a picture book, that this is really my small moment, and these were things that really happened, and this is like my final draft. So I want the kids to be able to see that. I like to keep them in page protectors, and I'm going to show you why. So here's another one, and this one is a small moment. And notice whenever I am modeling revision, a lot of times I will do it with sticky notes, or I'll do spider legs, which are where the piece of paper sticks out on the side of the paper and we just fold it in. But I love to show the kids places where I can go in and practice revision. So if I were going to be modeling to the students how to take a piece, and when I was doing this one, I would probably have a blank piece of paper covering up my writing, and I'm going to show you what that might look like. So in here, I could very easily have a blank piece of paper that covers up the writing, and I could show the students, oh, this is exactly what happened. This was me out in the rain. I had just left Blick. Now I'm going to start writing, and I might use Sharpie on here or a dry erase marker to show exactly what that writing would look like. I could model it right here for the students. I'm going to tell you what though, when you're doing a modeled piece of writing, don't write the whole thing. Probably what you're going to want to do is just orally tell it and pretend almost like this is where that writing would go, because a lot of time and energy is wasted having the kids watch you write unless you're showing them something explicit like how to use a period, how to use commas in a series, how to use a capital letter. It really is more important for them to see and hear your thinking rather than seeing you actually sit there and write the words out. So keep that in mind. So notice I can use this same piece of writing and then bring it back out and go, oh, okay, so now we're going to practice doing some revision. And I can model that with sticky notes right on top. This also helps you keep it from year to year. You don't have to keep recreating these, and then it makes it much easier. You can keep it in a folder just with all your narrative mentor text. So notice this is a 3-page book. I would normally have it stapled together, but it also shows places to where I can show kids very simply how you can draw pictures to help you plan it. And I can show like some of my motions here, and it does help me remember what my story was about. So When you start a unit of study, having a demo piece, a demonstration piece where you're going to be writing, and then also having maybe an exemplar of what you want that writing to look like at the end is really important. I'm going to tell you I have multiple of these, all these demo texts and stuff, and it's really great for students to see your real writing and your stories.